Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with a little video to talk about us between Mikey Garcia and Sergey Lipinets. But before I would talk about that, I'll talk about the co-main event between Francis Bartholomew and Kirill Relic. This was a rematch of their very, very close fight. Very close first fight. This time, Relic, he did what he had to do to make sure he got the win. At the same time, Francis Bartholomew, he didn't really do anything to try to secure a win. So I mean, it was kind of like just a give and take thing. You know, he said, I'm not gonna try to win this time, and Relic, he said, I'm gonna make sure I win this time, because I gotta say, man, he nearly pitched a shutout. I could barely give Francis Bartholomew a single damn round in this fight, man, because it was just like, from round one, if you've seen round one, that's basically what Francis Bartholomew was gonna do every single round as far as trying to box or trying to be offensive. I mean, he just kept his hands high the whole time and was trying to block a lot of shots and just kept on moving around the back foot. It was almost like he could never really get settled to, you know, plant his feet, land some shots, and then move at angles. It was just kind of like he was moving on the back foot with his hands high and his head straight up. So all Relic had to do was just keep on, you know, pity-patting him and touching him and just touching him all night. That's all he did. It was almost like Relic, he never was really trying to land too many power shots, like really hard knockout shots, but at the same time, he just wanted to build a lead and just outbox him and outpoint Bartholomew the whole fight. And that was his game plan. Me thinking it was a rematch, I kind of thought he would go in here and try to knock Bartholomew out. I mean, the opportunity looked like it was there, because there was a lot of times whenever, you know, he was just kind of standing still. And like I said, he was on the back foot so much that, you know, the way Relic was backing him up, he could have at least scored some knockdowns, you know, knocked him off balance. But other than that, I mean, he nearly pitched a shutout, just you know, throwing over 1,200 punches and landing maybe like 400 to 500 punches on Bartholomew. You know, Bartholomew, I mean, like I said, man, I was like trying to figure out what he was doing, you know, after the fourth round. Because I mean, the first 4 rounds, like I said, hands high, just moving around, hands high, moving around, and every now and then, like a few of the rounds, he would come out of the shell and maybe try to pop the right hand, but he was missing a lot and try to get into the little exchanges, I don't know, to try to like win maybe like the last few seconds of the round, to try to win the judges over. But you know, that wasn't working this time. I mean, it was just too much of a clear-cut decision this go around. So I mean, yeah, like I said, he did what he had to Relic did what he had to do to score a convincing win. Bartholomew, I really, like I said, I don't really know if he was just off, what was his game plan, or he just didn't have a game plan. I mean, to go in there with a familiar opponent, you know, it was like he didn't want to shut the judges up this time either and, you know, secure a solid win. He just kind of came in there and prodded along for 12 rounds, man. I mean, that's what it looked like to me, and I'm sure that's what it looked like to a lot of people. But yeah, man, I mean, from here, I don't know. He's gonna have to go back to the drawing board, because if a guy like Relic kept him, you know, in defensive mode, you know, I don't know what would happen if he faced somebody like Mikey Garcia or faced somebody like, you know, Regis Progress, you know. So Bartholomew, you know, he got some work to do, man. On to the main event, Mikey Garcia, Sergey Lipinets. This fight pretty much went almost the way I called it. I think, you know, Mikey Garcia, he definitely carried his power up to 140 nicely. At the same time, you know, I could see Sergey's power was kind of welcoming him to the division as well. Sergey, he started nice with his jab. You know, he was able to pop Mikey Garcia a few times, but from round one, Mikey Garcia already set the pace with a basic 1-2, man. And that's what I said about Mikey Garcia in the last video. I said that Mikey Garcia, he's a basic fighter. He doesn't do just one thing spectacular. He does a lot of things well-rounded. You know, he does them all good. He does them by the book, and that's what he did this whole fight. From round 1, round 2, and round 3, every time like Sergey would just try to like come forward and dip, you know, he would try to dip to his right to try to avoid any punches. All Mikey Garcia had to do was kind of extend his right hand, and he was landing like flush on the head of Sergey Lipinets, and that's all Mikey had to do really was keep the 1-2 going, keep a basic 1-2 going, and every now and then mix in that left hook. First half of the fight, yeah, I clearly gave it to Mikey Garcia. I say Sergey, he may be one or two rounds when he started kind of getting into a rhythm a couple of times in like round 6 and started working the body some. But round 7, that's whenever Mikey, you know, he started mixing in that nice left hook. Whenever Sergey came in after the uppercut, Mikey, he landed a nice left hook that just dropped him right on his ass, man. But he got back up and he was able to finish the fight. But other than that, I mean, Mikey, he was never in trouble. His nose was bleeding the whole fight, I guess, from those hard jabs of Sergey Lipinets. But other than that, Mikey, he controlled the fight, you know, the whole fight. He was never going anywhere. He was never seriously hurt. There were times when Sergey Lipinets, he looked hurt, you know, from the 1-2. Just that basic 1-2, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes just going back to basics, you know, you can win a fight, you know, if you just stick to the 1-2 and, you know, because what's the shortest distance between point A and point B? It's that straight line, man. So if that's what you're trying to connect with, you don't need a lot of looping shots, which something I talked about against Julius Ndongo and Regis Prograis, where, you know, Julius Ndongo, he was looping a lot of shots, you know. And this fight, Mikey Garcia, he just kept it simple. Just beat Sergey up with the 1-2 and started mixing in them hooks and whenever he didn't expect it. And that's how you do, man. That was a clear-cut win for Mikey. From here, since Mikey has that IBF title now, man, I would kind of like to see him in there with somebody like maybe see him in there with Regis Prograis now, or, you know, see how he does against some other 140-pounders. You know, see if he can handle Victor Postol, just to see somebody with a little bit of height. I think Mikey would probably knock him out. But I don't know, man. Like, the division is the same as it was to me, like whenever Terrence Crawford was there. You know, Terrence, you know, he already cleaned it out pretty much. So I don't know if Mikey really wants to stay there and clean out, you know, Bud's leftovers, you know, but maybe there's some other fights for him there. I think that's that winning that title was kind of his big moment, but I don't really see any other names in there that would really pull in big crowds now that he, you know, moved up to 140 and proved he could do it. You know, I think a lot of people might want to see him at 135 with Robert Easter Jr. or Vasyl Lomachenko. And the Lomachenko fight, that's the one I want to see, man, because I haven't really heard from Lomo lately since the Ringendow win. I mean, I don't know if they've really been talking about what his next move is, but, you know, 135 against Mikey Garcia would be nice, man. Again, you know, I think I'd have to go with Mikey. You know, Mikey keeps it simple. You know, Mikey keeps it simple, and you know, he's 100% focused. So I don't know if Lomachenko's ready for something like that, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, who Mikey Garcia should take on next. You know, I might do a little who's next on him as far as some potential opponents that I want to see him in there with. But yeah, overall, it was a good night of fights, man. Like I said, Francis Bartholomew and Relic, you know, it was a good, entertaining fight. You know, pitching the shutouts always a entertaining fight to watch, you know. And then Mikey, you know, there was some good back and forth action, man. But yeah, y'all check that out. I think they'll do some replays on Showtime, but of course. But yeah, other than that, guys, yeah, if you leave me some comments in the section and you know, tell me what y'all think, who these guys should fight next, man. Combo Breaker 99, and I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.